Good morning, students. Once again, welcome you all in this English e-class. Students, today we are going to start your third poem, A Tiger in the Zoo, written by Leslie Norris. First, I will give you a little introduction of this poem. The poem, written by Leslie Norris, explains the agony and helplessness of a caged tiger that lives in a zoo. The poet explains what his life could be if he had been a free animal. The poet has tried to explain about the condition of animals that are caged by human beings for their own fun. So students, I am going to explain you this poem stanza wise. He starts in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. First I am telling the meaning. Starks follows vivid bright colors, pads, paws of tiger, rage, anger. Here the poet says that the tiger that is confined in the zoo moves around in the cage under his bright colored skin. He further says that the tiger can take only a few steps because the cage is small and it is not easy to move in it. One cannot hear his footsteps because he has very soft feet like velvet, because of which there is no sound of the tiger's footsteps. The tiger tries to control his anger by his quietly walking in the limited area of his cage. He is angry because he is not free. Students, rhyming scheme of these lines are A, B, C, B, cage, rage, personification, figures of speech is used because the tiger is personified because the poet refers him as he. Metaphor, tiger's paws are compared with velvet. Imagery, poet tries to create an image about the tiger. He stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage. Oxymoron, use of adjectives opposite in meaning, quiet and rage. Second stanza, he should be lurking in shadows, sliding through long grass, near the water, hole where plump deer pass. Meaning of lurking is to be hidden, as to wait for your prey. The poet says that if this tiger was free, he would have hid himself behind the long grass near the water bodies so that he could easily catch a deer in order to have its food. Basically, the poet wants to say that the actual life of a tiger is to be live in jungle, where he could catch his prey and eat it, but the tiger in the cage cannot do so. So the literary devices, rhyming scheme as it is, A, B, C, B, grass, pass. Alliteration is used. Use of sound P at the start of two words. Plum, pass. Imagery, the poet tries to create an image of tiger's activities. Third stanza, he should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, bearing his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village. Meaning of snarling, warning sound made by animals. Bearing, uncovered. Fangs, sharp tooth of animals. The poet says that if the tiger would have been free, he would have snarled around the houses located out the skirts of the forest. He would terrorize people with his sharp teeth and claws. This would create fear among the people living in the villages. Literary devices, rhyming scheme, A, B, C, B, H, village. Onomatopoeia, using words which donate sound, snarling. Next stanza, but he is locked in a concrete cell. his strength behind bars. Stalking, the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. Concrete, meaning building made of bricks, cement, sand and water. Now the poet comes to the reality of the tiger that is inside the cage. He says that the tiger is confined in a strong cell, which is made of a strong building material. He further says that as the tiger is behind bars, so his furiousness is also behind the bars. He just stalks in the cage. He never tries to terrorize the visitors because his power is restricted by the cage. Therefore, he never tries to terrorize the visitors as he cannot attack them. Literary devices, rhyming scheme, as it is ABCB, bars, visitors, personification is used. The tiger is personified because the poet refers him as he. Alliteration is used. Sound of B at the start of two words behind bars. Next stanza, he hears the last voice at night. The patrolling cars, stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Patrolling, to guard, to vigil. The poet says that in the night, the tiger hears the sounds of patrolling cars. Patrolling cars are the vehicles of police which are used to guard at night. So in the night, the tiger hears the sounds of these cars. He then stares at the shining stars with his shining eyes. The poet wants to say that the tiger is sad, and as he is confined in the cage, so he cannot do anything. Therefore, he stares at the stars in the night and tries to divert his thought towards them. So literary devices are used in this stanza, rhyming scheme as it is ABCB, cars, stars. Alliteration is used because sound of H in the starting of two words, he and hears. So students, we have completed this poem and I will send this some assignments to you. You have to do that and return me back on the email ID. Hope you all are getting all the contents. Thank you. God bless you all.